I remember seeing this comic book on store shelves as a kid and being intimidated by how mature and adult it looked. Well, decades later, I'm not any more mature than I was then, but I am an adult, so I guess I'm ready for this now? What's going on YouTube? My name is Jay Lee and I like a lot of stuff. Today I'm talking about the TV adaptation of acclaimed comic series The Sandman by Neil Gaiman. Like I said in the intro, I was way too young to be messing with DC's Black Label books, which was called Vertigo back then, so I steered clear. When the show hit my radar, I was reminded by the uneasy curiosity I felt as a child seeing those creepy, abstract looking comic covers. It didn't scare me per se, but there was something very haunting about the book. And with the positive buzz around the show, I jumped in to finally see what it was all about. The Sandman tells the story of Dream of the Endless, a family of mythical beings that govern different aspects of humankind, such as death, despair, desire, and dreams. The show begins with Dream being imprisoned and stripped of his power. What unfolds thereafter is an enthralling story of whether or not Dream can escape his captors so that he may save his home realm, the Dreaming. In short, The Sandman is excellent. It's the type of quality programming that keeps Netflix at the forefront of the streaming wars. Being a Warner Brothers product, I was surprised but also pleased that it wasn't on HBO, because this way, so many more people are going to get exposed to this brilliantly original, excellently acted, and beautifully realized piece of literary art. Apparently The Sandman has been in development hell since the 90s, with numerous failed attempts to make movies out of the source material. I have to say this was probably for the best. What the show is able to achieve with modern visuals really helps solidify The Sandman as a well-realized universe with fleshed out characters and stories. Also, I think the episodic nature of TV works really well with shows like this because most episodes play out like an issue of a comic book. At times, this can make it feel a bit segmented, but when the overarching narrative is this good, the combination of the 10 primary episodes is something I'm going to be pitching to everyone on my friends list. The world is imaginative and rich with tales. Some explored this season, some barely hinted at, that command your attention and inspire your fascination. Honestly though, the stories and scenarios, as excellent as they may be, wouldn't mean anything if we didn't believe in the characters. Dream is played spectacularly by English actor Tom Sturridge and sells every second of screen time he's given. And thankfully, it's a lot. From the death glare of his silence to the tortured, almost painful whispers of dialogue. The King of Dreams comes to life with this incredible performance and is mesmerizing throughout the show. The supporting cast is also really strong. Lucienne is easily my second favorite character, but a funny cameo by a certain reimagined magic user within the DC universe made for some really entertaining interactions. There are a few episodes that take the spotlight off of Dream for a second, but they do serve a purpose. The ones later in the season were probably my least favorite episodes, despite being very watchable and still plot driven. It goes without saying that the story is at its strongest when you're watching Dream navigate through the different locales of his journey back to the Dreaming. Earlier, I mentioned 10 primary episodes. That's because the story wraps in 10 episodes, but you'll notice that there is an 11th episode on the menu. This can be regarded as a side story or one-off episode. It doesn't necessarily tie into the main story, but it is still a fun watch. At its highest points, The Sandman is a true spectacle that reaches pretty epic levels of intrigue and hype for me. Learning about the Endless and their relationships, not only to humankind but to each other, had me scratch my head marveling at just how endlessly creative people can be. It's high concept, it's deep, it's thrilling, but the 2 to 3 side steps the show takes to develop other characters and build out the world bring it down just slightly. Overall, it's an excellent watch and a show I'm really excited to continue on in season 2. So as it stands, I'm gonna give The Sandman season 1 on Netflix a 9 out of 10. I wonder how many random goth kids are going to be mistaken as Dream this Halloween. Anyways, come back soon to catch my thoughts on all the stuff I haven't talked about yet.